everyone, welcome to my new video. Today I'm picking up from my series that I did a couple videos ago about sewing the decades, and today is the 1940s. So in this video I'm going to compare not only the 40s to present but also to that 30s pattern I sewed before. So let's get going. Okay, so right off the bat, you're probably thinking there are way too many patterns that I have. Funny story, when I was doing the 30s video, I had loved this one. I loved this pattern. And so I was going to do this one for the 30s video. And then down here, it said copyright. Well, you can't really see it now, but it definitely says 1940. So this is a 1940s pattern, definitely not 30s, 40s. And so I have two now. So these are both junior patterns and they will not fit me. So I asked my daughter, which one would you like me to make you? And she chose this one. So this one, I mean, it's definitely seen better days. And I'm not gonna make it. So tossing that out, here's my modern pattern. And I also brought a children's pattern in because the sizing, we no longer have junior patterns. I have probably over 100 patterns. And I have not found one junior one. They just don't exist anymore. And as I was comparing the sizes, there's a reason. Because children's overlaps misses. It's really an interesting, it's just interesting. In like bust sizes, children, and then in waist sizes, it's missies. So it's very interesting. So let's look at a size 4. So you have a 29.5 bust, 22 waist, and a 31-inch hip. And in children's, the largest size is a 14. So you have 32, also bigger than a 4, 26.5, which is bigger than the 22, and then 31, and then 34. So children's is bigger in a 16 or in a 14 than it is in a size 4. They're different. The 4 could be a size 10 on here in children's, but a size 14 in children's is a size like 6 or 8 in a misses. So they overlap quite a bit. I think it's just age-wise. Like, I don't think any teenager wants to look like a child, like wear children's clothes, so that we move on to missies. So I think that's where we get the confusion. I'm not going to be comparing this children's pattern to the missies pattern, even though it can go with it, but just for simplicity. So now I'm down to 3. All right. So right off the bat, I noticed they're both drawings still, and we're still in a picture. But there is drawings over here, but you can actually see what the garment looks like on a human being. So difference there, which is quite interesting. Also, both size 16 and 16, and we have a 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. So we're still working with one size, and this is 5 sizes. So way different. Also, the price, which is interesting. So the 30s was 45 cents. The Dewberry was 15 cents. So we went down. I wonder if there was a popularity shift, like it became more popular to make your own clothes. Something happened. Also, this is a Dewberry pattern, and they do not exist anymore. Dewberry patterns, they just don't exist. So maybe it has to be with the name brand why it's cheaper, but the Simplicity one is also 15 cents in the 1940s. So something happened. And a modern day pattern is $19.95, even though I didn't pay that. I only bought these at Joann's when they were like $1.99. They used to be 99 cents. And then they went up to $1.99, and then they went up to $2.99, and then they went out of business. Those are the comparisons that I see in the front. This one says easily made, which I'm so excited. Hopefully it is easily made. And this one is a beginner sewer. So let's flip them. These pretty much are the same. And this one gets a little different. You get this little diagram where it actually looks like. So that's nice. The biggest difference that I notice on the 30s and the 40s is the 40s was nice enough to give me a sewing notions little section right here. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I don't have to like guess what I need. It's already right there. So yeah, so when we have our sizes, like for measuring, this is on the envelope. What is this called? The flap, which always rips off for me. I hate when I do that. So then we have the same thing here. So it's just condensed a little bit, I think. And so it tells you all the patterns, and it does not tell you on this. They do have the finished garment measurements. Also, thank you 30s for having a suggested materials down at the bottom, because there's nothing on here that tells me anything about materials. Like, doesn't tell me what type of fabric to use. I just have to guess. But the fun thing about this one was there was something called, in Notions, a buttonhole twist. Now, I had no idea what a buttonhole twist is. And I actually had to look it up. It's like special buttonhole thread. So I actually went to WWAC. I think that's how you say it. They actually had buttonhole thread, and I think it's silk. I do have some right here. I only could get white. Yeah, it just feels like finer. So hopefully that will help in my quest to hand sew buttons, because that's probably what I'll be doing again. That's not right. And then you pull, right? This is turning into a nightmare. Oh my gosh. This right here is scaring me because it doesn't look like this. There's a bunch of holes everywhere. So we will open up and see what the instructions say. So in a modern day pattern, I open it up and there is one front and back page. So there's one page, and there's the other side, and then they give you another page. And lots of pictures, lots of step-by-step instructions. Now with these, on the back is usually just like the Spanish version. I would say I have, for a beginner pattern, let's see, there is 37 instructions to sew this dress, which, I mean, that's pretty average. So you have these 2 pages, and then let's open up a 1930s or 40s. I keep saying 30s, 40s. Of course, there's only one. I'll break it. So the front, has a lot of what you need to know. Marks used, seam allowance, which I think is interesting, that 3/4 of an inch under arm is your seam allowance, but everything else is 1/2 inch. So why are you doing more under the arm? No idea. So then you have before cutting. This is interesting. You can adjust the pattern and what that looks like. Layouts. Every single pattern that I've ever come across has a layout. Contrasting here, cutting notes, and there we go. That's it. That is all of the instructions. It's just like the 30s. There's just not that much to it. It's a lot of, you've got to know how to put on a collar, how to attach a sleeve. Like, they don't have anything in here on how to attach a sleeve. There's a ton of darts at the sleeve cap, I've noticed. And then they do teach you how to put on a shoulder pad if I want it, and how to do a buttonhole. Oh my gosh. They actually have like instructions on how to hand sew a buttonhole. This is turning into a nightmare. So not a lot. After the 30s, I wasn't expecting 2 pages of instructions. I kind of knew that this was going to happen. And so this stuff, marks used, so there's a bunch of instructions on holes, I've noticed. And I'm like, what is this? And so I opened up the pattern and I found that there is no marks on the pattern. No, this is just a pattern piece. So we have to figure out what this is. Next video, I will be cutting out the pattern, and I'm going to have to do a lot of research on what these holes mean. I know this is a notch, so, but there's bigger holes, small, I just ripped it. There's bigger holes, smaller holes, so we'll just see. And also, I found this very, very beautiful fabric, and now I'm going to have to match these pattern pieces without any markings to a plaid pattern. I've given myself lots of work. I'm going to stay positive because I feel like I can do it. It'll be an adventure because I feel like there is a lot to be learned. This is definitely not like the 30s, but I don't know why they made this. So if anybody knows why they don't put markings on an unmarked pattern, is that why it's so cheap? Like, I have no idea. I didn't even know these existed. So let me know in the comments if you know anything about unmarked patterns. It'd be interesting for me because I have no idea. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for next video where I dive into understanding this pattern and also cutting it out on really, really difficult fabric. So I'm going to stay positive. Can't wait for next time. Bye. This is turning into a nightmare.